I would like to invite on stage the speakers of the next panel. And next panel will be very practical, as it's going to offer you practical examples of how we are integrating AI and entrepreneurship into curriculum. And the first one I would like to invite on stage is Luigi Pessina, who's the Director Global Commercial Programs at Intel. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to Lucia de Zavala, who's the CEO of GA Spain. Welcome, Lucia. Then we go to Francesca Mazzieri from Junior Achievement Italy. Please join us, Francesca.
Thank you.
Then we go to Portugal. Portugal, Katia Teixeira. Welcome, Katia. And definitely not least, Mario Roccaro from EIT Food. Welcome, Mario.
Thank you.
So this is the power of the AI Entre for Youth Consortium. We have a few other partners here in the room. I see Anna that just stand up from Credo and a few others. There is a beautiful consortium that we put together on this project. And what I love most about this EU project is that they give us the opportunity to dream big, to be innovative, to put together different players. They give us funding for it, and then they ask us, okay, with that funding, make sure you scale. That's where Mario comes in, and I'll tell you more. But all the work that we did with AI started thanks to Intel, because your colleagues really believed in our partnership at the time when GA had not integrated AI into our programs. That was 5 years ago. So we like to dream big, but you know what we can? Because we have practitioners like these colleagues on the ground who really support us to make this happen. While we dream, they are the ones who make it happen. So I'm so grateful for them because they put in practice everything that we try to really forecast for the future, for the next generation. So it started all with Intel. That's why I wanted to start with you. Why are you investing in partnerships like ours? And tell us how you do it.
Well, first of all, this is my first GA event, and I'm truly impressed by the innovation, the excitement, the projects that are coming out. So that's really, really impressive work and commendable to the work that you guys are doing. AI, for us, is a defining moment, right, in technology and in education specifically. That's where AI will transform lives, right? And we need to put the right confidence to the students, to the teachers, to use that technology in a very appropriate way. The way we are approaching that from an Intel side, we have been very active in education for more than 20 years. In the early 2000s, we had a program called Intel Teach, where we trained over 15 million teachers on how to integrate technology into the school environment. And recently, we started with our digital readiness programs, the AI for Youth, that is supporting the AI Entre Youth initiative, where we trained already 6 million students globally. And we are coming up also with new initiatives for educators, like the Intel Skills for Innovation, which is another opportunity that we want to integrate within the GA network and opportunities. Now, as you were saying, the approach is very practical. So we are trying to work very closely with local governments and national governments in order to push for the AI transformation. We are looking at governments that are already looking at integrating AI within their network. For example, the Ministry of Education in Poland is already planning to deploy 20,000 AI labs in the country. Amazing. And we are supporting them with technology, with tools, with resources, trainings, devices. Intel is a technology company. We have recently launched the AI PCs that are coming with, we call it an NPU. The beauty of that NPU is that you are able to run your AI applications directly on the device. You don't need to send the data on the cloud, and it is safer, it's faster, it's much more reliable. And we have been working with a wide ecosystem of partners that have already enabled their education applications on these devices. So it's a great opportunity for you to leverage this technology. Also, I just wanted to say also that we have a strong focus on empowering the teachers, right? They need to build up that confidence. They need to be ready for the AI transformation. And we do that in partnerships like the one we have with GA Europe. In particular, this morning and earlier today, we have been able to award an amazing project from Denmark, right? So as part of our AI Global Festival from Intel, you are a winner of this initiative, and it's a truly example of how practical the AI integration into education can happen and how it is solving real-world problems. That's what we strive for within the AI, within our engagements.
Amazing. And you mentioned indeed your global competition, where every year we had some of our students participating in the global competition. You also mentioned the great work you're doing in Poland. I want to make sure I introduce you to GA Poland, because if our entrepreneurship program are paired to yours, AI curriculum in all those facilities, you mentioned 20,000, imagine the power that we will have together. Because that's indeed, we are connecting your expertise with our entrepreneurship expertise. And that's what Lucia will talk about. What were the factors that really work on this integration between the two initiatives in Spain? And tell us, to your peers in the other countries, what they can do to scale.
Thank you, Diana. And first of all, I wanted to thank Intel, thank GA Europe and the Commission, the European Commission, to start this 5 years ago. Spain was there at the beginning, and from the beginning we've been, moving forward, and it's been a hell of a journey. I personally have learned a lot. I love challenges. So thank you very much for this opportunity. And yes, in Spain, as I was saying, we did the first pilot that you guys made 5 years ago, and then we've been moving to the AI Entrepreneurship program, and then the TI program, and the one of the European Innovation Technology Center. And we've been also winning one of the prizes that Intel did last year or 2 years ago. And picking up of what you were saying, Luigi, the teachers are completely key for this. And one example is that the guys that at school level earned the Intel program 2 years ago, they're back here this year at university level with another program at a different stage of their lives. So it is really impactful. But we have been a couple of years checking on what needs to be done and what are the key factors. And one of the essential things that we managed to see is the cross-cutting way that this project has been approached. That company program was the perfect tool where technology teachers could apply the AI. And that made it easier for them to really learn or be concerned about how to really put into practice what AI can be used in entrepreneurship. And also made the link between those teachers that are so fundamental, between the economic teachers and the technical teachers, make it transversal. So it was really key, and I think that who in the room would say that they still think that they don't need to check everything that the AI brings you, right? I just landed from my trip from Spain, and there was someone a lawyer next to me. I talked to him about what I was coming for, and he was saying that legal students sometimes do not check facts, and they're putting in their results cases that have never existed. And I don't think that's the stage we are at least not in our students and not within JA. So I'll keep the other key points for later on if you want, or I'll pick it up. But the other support of teachers is, I was saying, it's very, very key. The training certifications are also very important because they need to be formally awarded, those teachers that have made that extra demand, that they have gone through their extra mile to go to out of their comfort zone. And this certification will position teachers, as leaders in innovation and within their schools and community. Because let's say that technology and deep tech and innovation is not just arrived, it's been around for 10 years already, and we still haven't managed to have a good path all the way down, right? So that in schools are actually doing it, and especially public schools. So that is very important. And then the fact that it has been a multi-year project, that has made it also very important for us, because we could scale up at the same time and grow and move up to the new tendencies and technologies that were there. And yet also the public and private collaboration is very important, because I think that makes that, for instance, in Spain, 73% of the schools are currently utilizing these corporate supported and sponsored educational technologies. As we saw in the first panel, corporations are there. And these schools have been definitely helped by them. But we collaborated with the Ministry of Education in Spain, with the INTEF, and they're the ones that do the European Digital Competence, as you know, the framework. And in the 17 regions that we have in Spain, those administrations are the ones that need to be giving the teachers the tools, but the tools are not arriving to schools. So I don't know elsewhere, but I think that in all the countries that we were there, the southern countries, we had the same common grounds.
So thank you so much, Lucia. You mentioned a lot of great things there. I think one of the things that I will take away is a project like this, which is over a couple of years, give you the opportunity to test what works. And you had several iterations of really adapting it to what teachers need and how you do it, how do you combine the modules, really looking at it and everything. So do we have a product that we could scale, and which, I'll get there, which we did, and we managed to scale, so everyone can use it because it's already been tested locally. And in fact, it was JA Italy who worked on integrating the modules, combining our entrepreneurship modules with the AI modules. Tell us more, Francesca, about how those modules affected the student engagement and their learning outcomes, and how was it to work on this integration?
When we introduced these new educational experience to the students, the results were truly encouraging. And we asked students to describe their experience, and the most common words were valuable, challenging, and fun. And one student said it was the best way to understand the future and my place in it.
Wow.
So they weren't just attending a course, they were connecting with something that mattered to them. So they gained a clearer explanation of entrepreneurship. They could discover technologies from machine learning to computer vision, and they learn how to use them to solve real problems through entrepreneurship. And they also acquired some fundamental skills for their future, so the creativity, the collaboration, and the possibility to communicate their ideas. We developed a roadmap and the curriculum by integrating the AI program of Intel, AI for Youth, and entrepreneurship program of Junior Achievement, Ideas in Action. And we gave to the teachers all the tools to do this kind of program. And the activities were very interactive and hands-on. And the students, divided in teams, had the possibility to develop an entrepreneurship idea that can be realized through computer vision.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. It was really a lot of hard work that was put in there to making sure that this integration happened. And we know that one of the challenges at the beginning were to work with educators to get them to understand what we were trying to do. And JA Portugal played an important role there, working with the schools and with the educators. So what were the success factor, Katia, in really supporting the teachers? And what have we learned from that?
Okay. Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for the invitation. I think first is transparency. And at JA Portugal, we try to be as much transparent as we can be with the teachers, especially because they are our bridge to the students. They are our biggest asset. They are the ones that can bring these type of programs and projects to the schools. So what we did in advance, as soon as we have had everything from your side, JA Europe and the partners and the consortium, was to meet with them. We have 600 schools already, 6,000 students under the company program is really well embedded in the country. We are in 18 in all the districts of Portugal. So we rely on these persons. They are the real ambassadors. So being transparent and explain the expectations, explain the timelines was very, very important from scratch. We know that we had year one, which was much more challenging, was the second pilot after the first pilot 5 years ago. The TOT, the trainer of trainers, first of all was in English, so it was really difficult for the Portuguese, Italian and Spanish teachers to embrace. So I think the teams, we work really together as a group. The teams tried to do the best that we could do to make sure that they were attending the sessions and they were understanding, aligning extra sessions, aligning mentoring sessions among them, to make sure that they could get as much information that they could from the curriculum to then pass on to the students during the implementation. So that's why they believe in JA, because we try to explain as much as we can. The other thing during implementation, in case of Portugal, we do face-to-face meetings within the classrooms. So my first approach when I was doing the project as an implementer and being on the ground was, do you know what is AI? And the main answer was ChatGPT. And then try to unlock all from ChatGPT what we are trying to deliver. So it was very important for the teachers that we were on the ground and try to explain and challenge also the students for this big opportunity. So the face-to-face sometimes was hard. We had all kinds of schools, all kinds of teachers from regular secondary, from vocational schools. So, but I think they felt supported, and we continue to do also online and also do a second round. And of course, they were working with the platform, the PSNT platform. And for that, we are all the time trying to do webinars with the teacher and with the students to make sure they know how to get into the platform, and sometimes even give some advices how to shrink also the curriculum to make they feel that it is more on the ground. The other thing that we always bring with the company program is the sustainable development goals. So bring also the ideas in the community into the project. So they feel more connected and own the idea and own also the subject. In this case, the add-on of AI. We also developed a new profile of volunteers, Say Hi to AI, that we presented to all our partners. We have 40 partners and plus other partnerships in Portugal. Because this profile was created just to present it to companies more technical oriented, so we had SAP and Avanade involved. Last but not the last, but we had the final competition this year, AI showcase that embedded the AI interview, also the DTI, and of course this motivates because having a challenge and a competition is always good for the students, and they feel motivated to put more effort. So we try to do as much as we could in terms of helping them and be by their side and go into the schools and be also with the students. Yes.
Thank you so much, Katja. And I think you also segmented the teachers because the program has 23 modules and 2 education pathways, yes. One with coding and one with not coding, because I remember the very beginning when they saw Python there, yes. A few teachers were a bit scared. So that has been proving to work, yes. Very well, right?
For us was, we had 2 approaches on this second year because we learned so much as a group team from the first year. So on the second year, we developed workshops with a local partner that has a really good experience in coding. So in 4 hours, they could do no-code workshops using the modules. So at the end of these 4 hours, they had some solutions and they presented and did the pitch. So we try to focus also on all the competencies that we work, and we feel that it's important on the company program and all the programs. Yes.
Thank you so much, Katja. And indeed, this program, we had a pilot ambitions of reaching 700 students, and we are there. I'll tell you the bigger ambition afterwards, but what we are also proud of, it's been recognized as one of the 8 best practices in combining AI and entrepreneurship by the World Economic Forum. So there were people who were really looking at the work that we've done in combining the 2 curriculums and was recognized by WEF. And then afterwards, we went to Mario and said, Mario, what can we do to scale this amazing program to not 600 students, but why not 18,000 students in 10 European countries in the next 2 years? 2 years.
2 years.
So we are almost there. We are around 12,000. Yes. We still have 6 months to go, and I think we will be achieving these goals. But why did AIT Food believe in this and embark on this in order to take it and bring it into the agri-food sector?
Yes, I think one reason is because when you work on challenge-based approaches, the students are empowered and they enjoy to do it. They enjoy very much. It's a new sort of approach to what is the daily school activities. And in this way, independent from which sector they are exposed, they become protagonists. They become the game changer. They become the active role in doing something that then they feel is their own product and it's something good for the society. So this aspect is absolutely fundamental. And we recognize ourselves in this type of challenge-based approach. Then comes, of course, the fusion between, in the case of DTTI, so a Deep Tech Talent Initiative, the AI component comes in, but not in isolation, not just the dry coding or the importance of ethics when you use digital tools, but it comes with the challenge. It comes with the entrepreneurial drive. And entrepreneurial is not just one thing. So it's a composition of skills. It's a beautiful thing because it has creativity, has the problem solving, the finance, the business model, the business planning, what you are doing, but as also component that comes with team creation. And this is extremely important things because you deal with personality, mature personality, that they have their own drive. They want to position themselves in different way within the team. There may be contrast from time to time, and the solution of this contrast is also part of the game. So, in the case of EIT Food, the agri-food skills, the agri-food sector has an amazing challenge, and we ask young people also to contribute to it. We have seen two fantastic examples. I would like to again recall the online award winner, MindForge, which have created a system that allows farmers to recognize pathogen as fast as possible through an AI, which is not bought somewhere or copied somewhere. They are doing it. This is really fantastic. And then what I have heard from also the Danish team on seed coating, there is fantastic solution, and I definitely would like to talk to you later on. So the challenges are a lot. We may enclose them through saying that food, planet, and health, or health, food, and planet are the grand challenge for one of the grand challenge of our era. But what I have experienced in 7 years that I worked together with JA Europe, with JA Italy, it's that the creative mind of young people should be supported and should be really, when they say, okay, we need funding, we should give funding to them.
And thank you so much. We are very grateful for this collaboration because that's what we want to see, to scale initiatives that really work and bring them to as many young people as possible. And in your case, in a specific sector, and we see great results there.
Yeah.
So you talked about challenges and opportunities. Luigi, what are the challenges and opportunities to scale more the AI and entrepreneurship combination across Europe and probably globally, because you do have a global role as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously there are a lot of opportunities, a lot of challenges. When you look at AI, first of all, you have an opportunity to use it to make education much more relevant, much more interactive, right? So that people are able to learn in very different way, have a stronger personalized learning approach. One way that we are seeing as an opportunity is what is blended learning with AI. And in particular, that's the result from COVID-19, as you were mentioning earlier as well. We have the opportunity for kids to deep dive into content items with generative AI, learn better, learn much more focused, and then come to the classroom and confront with their peers, other teachers, about project-based learning opportunities, right? So there is a new way of learning that is coming with AI in particular. Now, we know that scaling is not easy. In particular, schools have very tight schedules. It's difficult to add additional curriculum, additional content to the tight schedules, and even extracurricular activities become very, very difficult, right? So we need to find a way to make it much more simpler to adopt and much more accessible for students and teachers. We've been talking about funding, right? Making funding sustainable, also from an industry point of view, is extremely important. We don't want to just have a one-off project. We don't want to have just a POC. We are building programs for the long term, right? And we need, as an industry, to collaborate with governments, with institutions, with NGOs, in order to make sure that we have this long-term approach to the different programs that we are implementing. Finally, we've been talking about teacher upskilling. This is extremely important, right? We have the Intel Skills for Innovation initiative that is coming on board to support teachers to build up that confidence on AI, but also on other technologies, in order to be ready to bring that skills development to the students and prepare them for the future jobs. So these are the main opportunities and the main challenges. And I think also, thanks to our partnership with GA, we have a real opportunity to transform education for the long term, make it sustainable, and make sure that AI is accessible for every student.
Thank you very much. And we cannot afford not to do so, because then we are not relevant in the today's and the future work. So thank you very much for the partnership. We'll try to work to get even more countries to collaborate on this initiative. Now let's go to the GA countries. I want to understand from you, all of you, how and what can we do to integrate it in the curriculum? Is there room for that? Any of you, yes?
I think that there is room, and it's relevant, as you say. It's time to do so. I mean, we are here in Greece, where, as we used to say, Occident, in terms of how we used to know it, started 5,000 years ago. And now the paradigm of Occident is not anymore what it was. So it's elsewhere, and it's due to innovation, technology, and AI. And we need to be competent and achieve that our students become more and more, competent in those markets. So I believe that one way is to do it through the corporate volunteering from enterprises. It's not only a must, but also there is, as we saw, the JA boost. We also need a coffee boost, by the way. We need those volunteers because they bring teachers and students the technical skills that they need to be up to the trends and the tendencies and the market that is there. So absolutely. And then I think we need a mindset that I call the Swiss Army knife mindset. And the Swiss Army knife mindset is to have all those skills that were mentioned before by you, Francesca, but also one very important that apparently for AI is crucial, that is the versatility. That is an essential skill for the 21st century labor market. And is, I think, one of the most important skills we need to know, that AI can give us that versatility, because we can become anyone we can dream of. Because the knowledge is there, and if you use it to your advantage and in a good ethical way, you will become more versatile. And then what I said before, the private-public collaboration, that is fundamental, both for the certifying of the training experiences and those educational markets that are there and that have become a market itself from companies that are dedicating their money and their business to do so. They need to be more in the ecosystem of the education per se, because this needs to reach not just private schools.
Thank you so much. How can we do it in Italy?
Yes. Integrating AI and entrepreneurship into formal education isn't just about adding a coding class or a budgeting lesson. It's about rethinking how we teach and why we need to teach this new context. And so we need to think about this integration as a strategic element aligned with the processes of the educational systems while we try to innovate it. And in this path, the game changers can be the teachers, again, because they can break down the complex context, because they can create a safe space where students can feel seen, heard, and also encouraged, and because they can give feedback and they can create learning, a shared experience. And how can we support teachers in this kind of job? Because training is not enough. They need an ecosystem of trust, time, tools, and also collaboration. And they need flexible strategies because they start from different points. And they need to build a shared technical foundation specifically in these fast-moving areas like AI. And in the more technical aspects, they need contact with external volunteers, with companies, with researchers in AI and innovation that can play a big role, not to replace teachers, but to reinforce their action. And also the schools have an essential role. It is important to build teams of engaged students, administrators, and staff that can believe in this kind of initiative. And if we look at the students' perspective, we can imagine this integration across a gradual approach, for instance, into 3 different levels that can be adaptable to schools at every level. The level 1 is about the engagement and the explanation, because AI isn't just for computer scientists. So students can begin to explore AI and entrepreneurship within the existing subjects in the formal education, for instance, in the lesson of science, philosophy, and so on. And AI can be used as a practical tool from the teacher. And here it is important not to understand how AI works, but why AI can have a role, can make a difference, can have a value. And the key in this level is interdisciplinarity. And the level 2 can be the level of exploration, that it is like AI for youth in a code version, as we mentioned before. So the students work on real-world challenges, the prototype solution with no-code tools, and they also try to test and experiment new ways of business models, and they use also entrepreneurship models like business model canvas. And the third level is about elaboration. They go on, they try to code, they know Python, complex algorithms, smart libraries, and so on. And so in this part, it is very important to keep in touch with the researchers, to have a technical support. And in all these different levels, we can see, for instance, generative AI as a sort of a creative partner that can help generating ideas or value a pitch or a business model. It can give a sort of a part, sort of another student, we can say. AI must never replace human thinking, but reinforce it. And in my opinion, it is important to integrate this part only when students have the ability of autonomy and critical thinking. And a recent MIT study says that tools like ChatGPT can boost productivity for sure, but can also have an effect on creativity and judgment. So it is important to integrate this area always in a self-regulated environment. Integration must be intentional and also driven by pedagogy.
Okay, so a lot was said, and both of you agreed on the flexibility, versatility, the ecosystem, the way it's integrated. So how is it in Portugal? How can you do it there?
Well, in Portugal, to start, 60% of the teachers right now are above 60 years old. So there is a big opportunity now to change at least the system through the teachers. Opportunity for them to learn, and also to learn how to use AI, and also, who knows, learn how to teach AI. So I think proceeding with these kind of projects, we believe accreditation is essential, because what we felt from the project itself, we would have much more engagement if we had at least some accreditation from the start. The other thing is, so AI literacy is, for us, I think, we think, because the teachers are the bridge, we believe that is the main essential thing to introduce in the system. Right now, our teachers are like very much convince them. So I can talk about the past. To convincement, they were like, this is so much time, so bureaucratic. The system, the way it is, all the curriculums are pushing just for the grades, and not for this kind of projects. Like the student is the center where you can work in a holistic way in all areas, and all the teachers can add on to support the students and develop their own project. Make it difficult for them to come. So I think we need to continue to advocate to have this. And Portugal is missing now a big opportunity to get a big change in the system. For instance, it always takes during 10 years, 20 years, our teachers go around 12 schools. That's why we grow as NGO. It was because of them. So don't give them the tools. It's difficult for them to engage. And of course, the triangle also with the partners and have the mentors. The 10 teams that were at the national competition, all of them had a mentor. And there's always this gap. The teams that go to the nationals are the teams that have continuous support from the teacher and the mentor allocated. So I still believe that they are the ones who make our work easier, and I think as an international NGO we should try to push even the corporate sector to push to change the way of learning, because we are in the same way that I was 20 years ago when I was in school. So.
And I would add that the good thing about it is that teachers that have done educational programs of JA, the traditional ones in entrepreneurship, are all very creative. And for AI, they also need to be digital creators. Yeah. So I think that there is a very good link there for the students that have always been with us to be the ambassadors for the future students.
And I can confirm that because yesterday we had such a great session with the teachers and with the educations, and you can really see the ones that have been engaged for 30 years with the GA programs. Yes. They are really, really motivated, and we see their students winning. So indeed, the connection with the world of work is important, accreditation, and I think Mario will be very happy because he is advocating for accreditation, and that is important for you. So tell us, what's important at EIT4? Do you think the integration is needed in school, or is better to leave initiatives like we are doing a little bit offer of the flexibility for the integration?
But first of all, general remark, I think what has been said between versatility and then Francesca catching other subject. I think we have to make our educational system to get in transition from verticalizing only one subject in a system thinking approach. So this is absolutely fundamental. At the end, the AI allows that because you can ask whatever question and there may be an answer to you need carefully analyze a little bit. So the second thing that comes to my mind is that would be fantastic if the schools, and when I talk about schools, I'm talking not only, I'm talking also vet schools, extremely important, professional schools and technical schools are really, really relevant for our sectors in Europe. It's to have a teacher which is dedicated only and exclusively to entrepreneurial education. You cannot hope to have also for computer science, but I mean to have something like that will be absolutely useful because we do pressurize a lot the teachers, there is no doubt. Now, coming back to the question, I mean, if you want to change the curricula, as has been mentioned here, it's very difficult. I mean, you cannot do at the European level. You have to do it at national level, sometimes also at the regional level, like in Germany. So therefore, I think the best way is that you showcase what a program like Imprese Nazionali, like company program, and so does in the school system. And we know that in Italy, 3 years ago, the Ministry of Education launched the first championship for entrepreneurship. And this is a fantastic achievement. So it's to recognize within the system, the school system, that this type of curricula are extremely important. And they are becoming more and more important. I participate in many fora and also write a proposal for changing the curricula in technical school and professional school. So it's for us extremely important to be there, to have this legacy that you are talking about, to have some effective action in order to transform the agri-food system, but also in the situation where we are, with a very less attractive agriculture and food sector for young people, we really need to showcase that it's extremely important, because as repercussion in the planet, in the life of people, and the technologies are actually very advanced and can be fun and can be sexy.
Well, you talk about system change, you talk about the young people. I think we have great examples that the sector is fun, and we had some others that we've seen out there. Thank you so much, all of you. Time goes very fast, and the screen is very red now. But I still want to give the chance to people in the room to see if they want to ask any questions, any burning questions. No, all was clear. How many of you wants to run the AI and Enter for Youth program? A few shy ones, they still don't know yet what it is. We'll make sure we
I would recommend they read what you produced in November 2024, the position paper that you made. It's really good. And for those countries that are wanting to maybe know why this is important for your students, I think you should read it and join the efforts in becoming a larger consortia.
Thank you so much for mentioning that. And I think with that, I would like to conclude to thank you so much, all of you. I know we were competing with presentations of the teams and so on. Very grateful to everyone for staying with us until the end. Thank you so much to the speaker. I want to thank my team, Anna and Berkay, who were helping us to prepare the session. So thank you so much to you as well. And to the technical people behind, because they were really, really kind and making sure everything was working very smoothly. So thank you so much all. And to the photographers. We'll take the last photo and then we close. Thank you all.